Lucas, hi, Jim Delapine here. I want to give you some guidance with this interesting background here and your character, and you did a nice job connecting everything. I see that you have bunches of layer masks, but I do note that, you did all these correctly. You created clipping masks out of them, which is great. However, the top one here, the brightness contrast, note that that affects all of the underlying layers. So let's hide that, okay? If you made it a clipping mask, it would only attach to that part of the body. So I don't know if that was intended or not. You may want to just, I don't know. But either way, you did a fine job with all this, and I also note that you did not save and rename a channel. So what you need to do is do that. All right, so I'm including instructions in my comments to you on how to do that. So do that for the final submission. So let's talk about what you have here. First of all, you need to call it at the correct name. You can't just come up with your name. Okay, so it has to be Terrible Toys Todd. So I'm going to. You also do not include your name. Okay, so let's get rid of that. And I put some text in here to begin with. So I'm going to show you how to make this a little more interesting and fill in this back wall that is a blank blue area. So I'm going to take this word Todd, drag it down here. I just simply typed it out here, okay? And I'm going to hit Control T and scale this up. And I'm not even worried about scaling it proportionally. I'll just, no keys held down, I'll just make this very large. All right, and kind of center it, hit enter, and then I'll take toys, drag that down, hit Control T, scale that up to be maybe the same, and scale this down. You can distort it also. You can bring this up or down, but let's see. And now we'll take Terrible. I know it doesn't look like it's going to be anything, but just trust me on this, okay? So let's see here. I'll scale this up and drag this down here. And I'm basically lining everything up accordingly. So we'll do something like that, okay? So now I'm going to select all layers. So Terrible selected, so I'll shift click. I want to select all of these. And then what I'll do is I'll drag these down to be right above the background layer. Okay? So now they're behind Todd. They're above the background layer. Now what I'm going to do is control click on the T in toys, and then I'm going to add to the selection by holding down the shift key and shift click the T in Todd and and Terrible. So by holding down the shift, I'm adding to the selection. Okay, now I'll hide all these and then select the background and then hit Control J. So what Control J did, it copied what was in the background to the layer above. So it's its own layer. Then what I'll do is create a layer style by double clicking on the layer over here. I get the layer style dialog box, and it's going to be a little bit out of view, but if I select bevel and emboss, you see instantly that you have something here. Okay, and I actually like this setting here. This looks pretty good. Okay, but you can experiment with it. You can experiment with it by selecting the name, and that gives you the settings. You can select inner bevel, outer bevel, whatever you'd like. Okay, note also when you do that, you can change the light source direction, okay, by using this dial here. All right, so I'll leave that as is, but also note you can experiment with other things. Okay, so if I select color overlay, that will give me a color. Okay, um, you could change the color by clicking on the color box right here, and you get an instant preview. So you can select blues, whatever you want, greens. So you decide on that. Okay, so I'll hit OK to that, and you can adjust the percentage if you want. So there's a number of things you can do there. Okay, so keep that in mind. That's something that's a little different, a little interesting, and I think a lot more effective than just the traditional font. All right, man. Hope that helped. Take care. Bye.